Hello, Bronco fans and football fans alike. Welcome to February 12th, 2021, Broncos Breakdown. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Before I get into any of the NFL and the post Super Bowl comments and issues that have happened during since the Super Bowl, I should say. Just want to give a big shout out to all the guys out there. Please don't forget, Valentine's Day is Sunday, this February 14th. Remember your sweetheart, guys. Remember your wife. Remember your girlfriend. Remember your mom. Remember, whomever. But remember, it's Valentine's Day, and please treat it with respect and appreciation for those close to you in your life and in your family, and those who mean a lot to you. Okay, now let's get back on. Let's get to some sports. Let me, before I get into any Bronco news or anything transpiring throughout the NFL, let me just reflect on Super Bowl 55. I said my last video that I thought it would be a close game. I thought it would be 23 or 24, 21 Tampa Bay. That wasn't the case. Tampa Bay dominated. They confused Patrick Mahomes. They kept him in the pocket. And it's like I said all year, guys. In all my videos, whenever the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes topic came up, I always said that the Broncos and whomever had to keep him in the pocket. They had to force mistakes with him. They had to cause confusion with him. They had to take away Hill, which they did. They had to take away the deep threat. They had to minimize Patrick Mahomes from running out of the pocket and gaining yardage. Yes, he did that in the first quarter. Yes, he did that in the first half. But Tampa Bay and the coaching staff and the players made adjustments in the second half, and that didn't happen. Okay, go ahead, guys. Go ahead, skeptics. Say that Patrick Mahomes had a turf toe that he injured in the divisional round, and that's why he wasn't effective. And the offensive line was beat up, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It was 2020, guys. Everybody was beat up. Every team had issues. The Buccaneers just made better adjustments, better focus, better use of not getting the virus per se, not having injuries like Kansas City. Things like that happen, guys. Look at the Broncos. Holy cow! The Broncos had Cortland Sutton and Von Miller gone for the year. Oh, but that's okay because we weren't expected to be deep in the playoffs or even make the playoffs or even have a winning season. Oh, so that's okay. It's okay for teams that aren't expected to make the playoffs to have injuries because that's okay. That's fine. That's dandy. But when you're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, oh, heaven forbid, please don't let them have any issues. Come on, guys. It's the NFL. Man up. Look at the facts. The facts are Tampa Bay took it to Kansas City and they schooled Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady said, no, you're not the next GOAT. I'm the GOAT. And he proved it, guys. I mean, he proved it. No interceptions, 200 and some odd yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and was sacked 1 time. The guy is amazing. Is it because he has a great offensive line? Possibly, yeah. I agree. But you know what? He did it with 2 different teams. And he's the only second quarterback in the history of the NFL to win a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. He did it with the Patriots many times, and he did it with Tampa Bay this year. Peyton Manning did it with the Colts, and he did it with the Denver Broncos. And both times, in the second time they've won a Super Bowl or I should not say the second time, But I should say the first time they won it with another team, it was because of the defense. Tom Brady, yes, he went out and threw 3 touchdowns and he was spectacular. I agree. But it was the defense that kept the Chiefs out of the end zone. It was the Broncos in Super Bowl 50 against Carolina that kept the Panthers from beating the Broncos. That's why Von Miller got MVP, guys, because he was on defense and the defense was outstanding. Okay, enough for Super Bowl 55. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanks for beating the hated Chiefs. Thank you. I loved every bit of that game. Every single bit of that game. I'm not a Brady fan, but I can't stand the Chiefs. Okay, moving on to Bronco news. The Broncos yesterday let go of AJ Boye. Now he's had some off-field issues. He's had some times where he wasn't really in favor of, or I should say, he didn't garnish favor from the coaching staff and some of his play on the field. But the Broncos let him go, and they save a tremendous amount of salary cap, and they're at 30, I believe, a 30.5 or 30.2 million in salary cap. And that is huge, because here's my other point I need to make. Today it was announced, not by speculation or anything like that, but it was announced by Deshaun Watson as well as Bronco insider Mike Kliss, who reported that Deshaun Watson has a window or small list of teams that he would like to go to. Now, the Dolphins and the Jets were included in that earlier in the week. That has been refuted. Deshaun Watson wants nothing to do with the Dolphins and nothing to do with the Jets. His top 2 destinations are as follows: Denver Broncos and the 49ers. And the reason why the 49ers may have an inside track on the Broncos in regards to getting Deshaun Watson is this: because they have Garoppolo, but the Patriots are looking to trade for Garoppolo to get him back to New England, therefore opening up the door for the 49ers to get Deshaun Watson. But the Broncos have the inside track, and here's why. The Broncos have the number 9 pick in the draft, and they have 2 first-rounders in the next couple of years, and they have stockpile of draft picks this year. The 49ers draft 12, so they would have to leapfrog the Broncos to get to number 8 and give up that draft pick to Houston for Deshaun Watson. But the Broncos are loaded with draft picks. They're loaded with they can make trade. They could give up Von Miller, heaven forbid, but they could. I'm just throwing things out there, guys. This is what the Broncos could do to get Deshaun Watson. I don't want them to give up Miller or Chubb, but Chubb is younger, and he can learn, and he can be aggressive and effective just like Miller was 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Do I want to see Miller gone? No, absolutely I don't. No way. But if it means getting a Deshaun Watson to make this team better, I don't mean just good, I mean better. I mean, hands down better. With receivers like Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. Are you kidding me? Yeah. It means a lot. Now, a bombshell was dropped today. In case you guys haven't heard, a bombshell was dropped today again in Houston. Not from Deshaun Watson, from J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt announced today that he and the ownership of the Houston Texans have agreed to part ways. J.J. Watt is now a absolutely free agent. What? Are you kidding me? Let's get Deshaun Watson. Let's get J.J. Watt to go on the same defense as a Von Miller, a Bradley Chubb, and J.J. Watt. And then you have Deshaun Watson as a quarterback with the receivers I just mentioned. Oh my gosh. You're kidding, right? Well, guys, that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to. I don't know. I'm not the GM. I'm not George Payton. But I will tell you one thing. George Payton is going to have his eyes, definitely, if he doesn't already, have his eyes on J.J. Watt. And I know he has his eyes on Deshaun Watson. And he's got the pocketbook open. I know it. This Bronco team is in better hands with George Payton than it ever was with John Elway after Peyton Manning. Not before Peyton Manning, because John Elway was great then. He was good. He drafted Von Miller. He did some great things. But after Peyton Manning, he hasn't been that good. George Payton is a workaholic. I heard today that he starts his day at 4 in the morning and doesn't end it until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. What? Nobody in America works that hard. Well, maybe some people do, but the average person doesn't. And he even said today that he misses his family. He misses kids. And they will join him after the school year because his kids are still in school. And I commend him for that. I respect him for that. And I respect his wife for doing the same thing, for sticking by the kids, because that's where the future is. But for him to dedicate, 4 a.m. to 10 p.m., 18 hours a day? It's crazy. But that's the kind of devotion and dedication he has for this team. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Please feel free to comment. I really appreciate any questions, any comments, any takes, positive, negative. Hey, I'll answer all of them. May not agree with all of them, but I'll answer all of them. So here's the question. Should George Payton and the Denver Broncos pursue Deshaun Watson and possibly give up the following? Number 1 draft pick this year, their number 9 pick, a number 1 next year, a number 2 this year, and Von Miller? That's the question, guys. You want to know my answer? Here's my answer. Absolutely do it. And the reason why is Von Miller's going to turn 32 in the next week or month. He has injuries, guys. Yes, he is Super Bowl 50 MVP. And he's an all-pro. And he's the best linebacker the Broncos have had in years. But we need to move forward. As much as I love Von Miller, and you've seen my Von Miller jersey, guys. I wore it last video. You've seen my Von Miller jersey. I love the guy. But this team is not going to succeed with a Drew Lock at quarterback. It's not going to happen. We need to make a bold statement. and a bold move. And I truly believe that George Paton, at some point in time before the draft, is going to make that bold move. I'm in agreement, guys. I hate to see Von Miller go. I really would. Just as much as I hate to see Shannon Sharp go to the Baltimore Ravens after he'd won a Super Bowl. But sometimes you got to move on. And Shannon Sharp came back. He came back. I don't know about Von Miller. I don't know. All I know, guys, is Deshaun Watson is out there. He's got an interest in Denver. And we need to make it happen. Give me your thoughts, guys. Tell me what you think. That's my take. That's my thoughts. Once again, guys, to every one of your wives, girlfriends, acquaintances, moms, sister, whomever, happy Valentine's Day on Sunday, February 14th. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Please comment, and I'll talk to you next Friday, and we'll see you then. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.